Good morning, all. So, this is Professor Eknath Ahire from Divine College of Pharmacy, Sadana, Department of Pharmaceutics. To students, today we are going to discuss regarding the Food Safety and Standards Act 2011, okay, and their different amendments. Okay, so in this today's session, we are going to see regarding why there is a need or why or what are the requirements of this act came into force. Okay, what type of food safety we have to take on, and what type of standards uh, the central government or the state government have to regulate to keep our food as a safe for the human consumption purpose. Okay, and also we will discuss the different uh, bodies which regulates this act. Okay, so let's start with this session. So here is the introduction part: food laws and the related regulation. So every different country have their own as well as the different rules and regulations regarding the uh, food laws, or we can say the food regulations. So to meet a country's sanitary as well as the phytosanitary requirements, food must be comply with the local laws and the regulations to gain market access. Okay, so that uh, particular countries food have to uh, comply with their local, or we can say the country's own regulatory requirements. These laws ensure the safety and the suitability of food for the consumers. In some countries also govern food quality and composition standards. So all type of food related, it may be related to its safety, its composition, its different packagings. Okay, this all type food related regulations are done by the own countries. The requirement of food regulation may be based on several factors such as whether a country adopts international norms developed by the Codex Alimentarius Commissions of the Food and Agriculture Organization of the United States Nations and the World Health Organization, or we can say the WHO, good agriculture and manufacturing practices. Or a country may also has its own suite of food standards. So particular country, or we can say the different country, may follow the international laws or rules, or they may set up their own laws and regulations related of the food safety and organization. Okay, so if somebody or some country may follow the international rules and regulations, so they can follow the WHO guideline as well as the United Nations food safety related guidelines as well as the GLP related or the GMP related guidelines. So these are the some introduction part regarding of the food safety and standard uh, act. So each country regulates food differently and has its own food regulatory framework is there, as I already discussed. Uh, like the same, India have these own their food safety related regulations are there. Usually more than one agency is involved in food regulations. For example, health and agricultural, they may have centralized or the regionally control food regulations, and different agencies may be involved in the enforcement of activities. So it uh, depends on this uh, on that particular country whether there are the only one centralized authority is there for the regulation, as well as the different authorities may be established over there to control this framework. Okay. Then here are the some food safety and standard related acts, and these acts are replaced by the newer act, which is 2006 and 2011 act. The Indian Parliament has recently passed the Food Safety and Standard Act, related Act 2006 as well as 2011, that overrides all other food related laws, and it will specifically repeals 8 laws. Okay, so these newer laws replaced by the uh, or we can say that older laws are replaced by the newer laws. Okay, which is established or the uh, enforced in the 2006 as well as the 2011. Okay, so which are the older laws? So let's see. The Prevention of Food Adulteration Act 1954, this is the one which is replaced with this newer act. Then the fruit products order 19 1955. Then the meat food products order 1973. Then, so these are the some related acts which are replaced by the newer acts. Okay, so here are the some objectives of this act. Okay, so first objective of this act is to make available safe food, pure food, then wholesome as well as nutritious food to the public. Okay, so whatever food is there, it should be safe to the consumption of the human beings. Then it should be pure, it should be wholesome, means sufficient amount of food should be available for the uh, meet hunger, or we can say the for the uh, uh, for the requirement of each and every human being in the country, and it should be nutritious. Okay, it should be nutritious food over there. So this all type of the regulations are uh, may be done by this act. Then the this is not the male science, this is the main science base standard for food articles, and to regulate their manufacture, storage, distribution, sale, and the import. Okay, so science based standard should be maintained over there, and this particular science, okay, that particular science based standard should be maintained in the country, and that should be regulate the manufacturing, storage, distribution, and sale, and the import related of this act. Okay, then to ensure the availability of safe and wholesome food for the human consumption, so it should be safe as well as the wholesome food to the human consumption in the country. So these are some objectives of this act. Next is the authority which is uh, work or you can say the working in India to control the food related activities. So this authority name as the Food Safety and Standard Authority of India, or we can say that the FSSAI. You may seen this logo FSSAI on many of food products or the food packaging packets. Okay, FSSAI. So it is a related of the Food Safety and Standard Authority of India. So establishment of the Food Safety and Standard Authority of India for the control over their uh, food related activities in India. Okay. So the central government shall by notification establish a body known as the Food Safety and Standard Authority of India, and it is to exercise the powers confirmed on and to perform the function assigned to it under the act. So whatsoever powers are given over there, and whatsoever powers are mentioned over there, are all type of these powers are controlled or we can say the performed by this FSSAI in our country or in India. The head office of the Food Authority is located at Delhi. Okay, so let's move toward next slide. Okay, so sorry for the interruption. So this is the uh, previous slide. Okay, and remaining acts are here. So fourth one act is a which is replaced by the newer act. Fourth one act is the vegetable oil product and the control order 1947. Then the edible oils and the packaging regulation order 1998. Then the uh, solvent extracted oil and de-oil meal and the edible flour control order 1967. Then the milk and milk products order 1992. Then the essential commodities act 1955 and relating to the food. So these all acts are replaced with the newer act 2011 and 2006. Okay, then prevention of the food adulteration act. So how we can prevent the adulteration of food with this act? So let's see the food the prevention of food adulteration protects India against impure, unsafe, and fraudulently labeled foods. Okay, so this act may prevent the adulterated food or unsafe food or impure food. Then the food adult prevention of food adulteration act standards and regulations apply equally to the domestic and imported products and covers various aspects of food processing and distribution. So this includes food color, preservatives, pesticides, residues related to that same pesticide, then packaging and labeling and regulation of sales. Okay, then the food uh, prevention of food safety or the Food Adulteration Act focuses primarily on the establishment of regulatory standard for primary food products which constitute to the bulk of the Indian diet. Okay, so main motive of this act is a primarily establish the regulatory standards for providing the safe food. Okay, so this is the some information related of the prevention of the Food Adulteration Act. So let's see next the composition of Food Authority of India, or we can say the FSSAI. So FSSAI composition we will discuss in this slide. Okay, so composition of Food Authority and qualification for appointment of the chairperson and other members are here. So first one, the Food Authority shall consist of a chairperson and the following 22 members, out of which one third shall be women mainly. Okay, so one third women should be there in this authority. Okay, and it contains the 22 members. Okay, so first one is 7 members not below the rank of the joint secretary to the government of India to be appointed by the central government to respectively represents the ministries or departments of the central government dealing with. So this should be the or we can say the 7 members should be the not below the rank of the joint secretary, and they particularly represents the particular department like agriculture, commerce, consumer affairs, food processing, health, legislative affairs, then small scale industries. This all uh, from this all departments, one secretary or joint secretary rank officer should be there appointed as a board member. Okay, then the two representative from the food industry, of which one shall be the from small scale industry. So two representative may from the food industry and one from them one from the small industry. Then the two representative from the consumer organizations. Okay, so two members should be from the consumer organization. Then the three eminent food technologists or the scientists. Okay, so three technologists or the scientists should be there. Then five members to be appointed by rotation every 3 years, one each in Seritarium, means the serially from the zones as specified in the first schedule to represent the states and the union territories. So five members from the state and the union territories as appointed, or we can say the elected. Then the two persons to represent the farmers organized. Two persons, uh, two persons should be from the farmers organization. Then one person to represent the retailers organization should be there. Then the chairperson shall be appointed by the central government from the amongst the persons of eminence in the field of food science. Okay, so chairpersons is appointed from the food science technologist only. Then the chairpersons and the members other than the ex officio members of the food authority shall be appointed by the central government on the recommendations of the selection committee. So it is appointed by the central government. So this is the overall composition of the Food Safety and Standard Organization India, or we can say the FSSAI. And this whole committee or whole authority regulates the food related activities in India or in our country. Then here is the selection committee, which is selects the chairperson as well as the other members on the food authority. Okay, so this committee constitutes with the central government shall for the compose of the selection of the chairperson and the members other than the ex officio members of the food authority constitute a selection committee consisting of. So selection committee consisting of the cabinet secretary, which is the chairperson on this selection committee. Then the secretary in charge of the ministry or the department of responsible for the administration of this act as the uh, convener member. Then the secretary in charge of the ministries of the department of the central government dealing with the health, legislative and the personnel members. So this is the constitution of selection committee, and some more members are remaining. Let's see. So one is the chairperson of the public enterprises selection board member and an eminent food technologist to be nominated by the central government member. Okay, so these are the uh, members for the or we can say on the selection committee of the FSSAI. So what are the major duties and the functions of the FSSAI? So let's see what are the duties and the functions of the Food Standard and Safety Authority of India. So first duty of this authority is to regulate and monitor the manufacturing, processing, distribution, sale and import of food so as to ensure safe and wholesome food. So safety and the related activities should be monitored by this authority. Then to provide scientific advice and the technical support to the central government and the state governments in matters of the framing the policy and rules in areas which have a direct or indirect bearing on a food safety and the nutrition. So related of the any food, the this committee should be advised to the central government or the state government relating to or the to making the newer laws related of the food. Next, the search collects analyzes and the summarize relevant scientific and the technical data, particularly relating to the some collection of the sample and the analysis of the samples also done over there related of the food. So it is related to the food consumption and the exposure of the individuals to risk related to the consumption of the food, then the incidence and prevalence of biological risk, then the contamination in food, then the residues of various contaminants, then identification of the emerging risk, and the introduction of the rapid alert systems. So these all types of the related factors are considered over there, and that are analyzed by this authority. Then next function, or we can say the duty of this authority, is to promote, coordinate, and issue guidelines for the development of a risk assessment method. Then the monitor, conduct, and the forward messages on the health and nutritional risk of food to the central government, state government, and the commissioners of the food safety. So all that related the newer guidelines as well as the education purpose promotions should be done by this committee. Then to provide scientific and the technical assistance to the central government and the state government for improving cooperation with international organization. So this is also done by this FSSAI. Then the contribute to the development and international technical standard for the food. So they have to develop the international technical support or standards also over there. Then to promote coordinations of work on food standard undertaken by the international governmental and the non-governmental organization. Then to promote consistency between the international technical standard and the domestic food standard. Okay, so our domestic food standard should be maintained with the international food standard, and that particular have to check, or we can say that particular have to maintain by this authority. Then to promote general awareness as to food safety and the food standard. So this is a educational promotions. So you have to, or that committee have to educate people regarding of the food safety and their standards. Okay, so hope you all of you understand regarding the duties and functions of the FSSAI. So up to here, this chapter finish over here. I hope all of you understand in very well way. If anybody having any type of doubt, you can drop the message or you can ask me over there. So enough for the day. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.